Hope you enjoyed today's content. This is Solomon Adams giving my latest review on Bleach chapters 650 and 651. Now we get some prospect into certain mysteries. Like I didn't mention this in my last couple of review episodes. Like for example, the kimono that he wears, like that flowery silk kimono that Captain Kyoto. We think it's because it belongs to someone he admired that he loved. Oh, and I think we know why, and we're gonna get our answers why in these chapters. As these kimono like belongs to someone he did love once, but I'll get into that right now. That chapter right now. Like how we thought that X Axis was dead, but he's still alive. Alive, and he's now in his holy form. He's changed again. He now looks more like a bird. Like this bird, but those things, those eyes, like eyes have some kind of eyes. They don't have a usual shape to them. Like they're pitch black, but they have this kind of curved, a white strip like a lightning bolt inside of it. And I get this direct impression. I mean, he keeps calling himself a messenger of God. Like we all know that the God he mentions is Juhabak, aka Yawatch, and he is the messenger. Like Juhabak gave him his power and molded him into a stern ritter. So it makes sense. Given the situation that Kyoraku's in now, he's in like what you call a tough spot. Like he's on the verge of dying right now. Verge of dying, but he managed to escape using the shadows. Using the shadows, like basically using the shadows to escape. Like we've seen this before, and have you guys seen the Arrancar arc when he fought against Coyote Stark? He has to manipulate shadows and hide himself inside of them. And he did this before, but it was never always easy. One of the things I gotta note that this was definitely very a heightened chapter because this uh, shows something that secrets that we have never seen. And what is the secrets? Like example, we thought that Nanaho, her Sabato was her book, her book, but that's not her true Sabato. So her true it's called Kyokotsu, but it's not really that either. Like apparently she comes from a family whose one Sabato that's been passed down through the generations over and over and over again. But I'll get into more of that. Like he's been he's been protecting Nanaho, who like Shunsui. He's been protecting Nanaho since he was a child because it's a promise that he made to her mother. The mother is the one that he admired. Admired. The mother is who he admired. Is who he admired. Her mother, who he cared a lot for when he was a kid. I mean, he was very young when he knew her. And this all has to, and everything he does, it has something to do with family, a good family, his family and hers, and that's what it leads to in chapter 653 651. Apparently, like Nanaho's brother, whose mom, came from the Ishin family. This family, suffered from some kind of curse. The bloodline the bloodline they produced was always female, and any male who were involved in the family suffered under a curse, with a curse, and died prematurely almost always. Even though, even and she came from a noble family, the Ishin, like my family, and they were often married off, traditional marriage. However, there were certain things that were considered not, like for example, if the husband were to die, and the family would be the family of the bride will return to her family, but they would cut all ties and be disgraced. It's talk about hardline tradition. It wasn't her like she didn't like at first. Her mother didn't believe in the curse. She thought it was ridiculous. But knowing that her husband died, who is Nanaho's father, however, that makes a lot of sense. But given the situation dealing with now, now she wants. Now he's telling her the truth of who she really is. Like for example, her father is Shushui's brother. That would make Shushui her uncle. Like talk about mind blowing. Like we didn't know what their relationship was. Like he always babied her. He kind of babied her and always acted ridiculous around her, and she was the one to tell. Like, kind of like a bad, like, but even though he would drink a lot, she would always be the one to pick him up, hanging off. We didn't know what the relationship were, but now we do. It was a family relationship. And she was his niece. She was what he was watching out for his family, the only living family he had left. Apparently he cared about her mother. He called her sister. He cared about her a lot, even though apparently after the marriage, before the marriage, like he and his brother never got along, but after his brother and Nanaho's mother got married, like they got to get along. But just as the relationship was starting to get smoothed over, I mean, he suddenly died. Right, basically. And who does that remind you of? Like someone whose relationship didn't get off so well. They were starting to become friends, like when things would start to become happiest, and then boom, drop the bombshell, dead. Now, tell me what anime and manga does that remind you of? I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but if you guys know, I can think of any. Give me a comment. Comment, write, subscribe. Give me your opinion on what you think. Who does that remind you of in any anime and manga that you have seen? Talk about messed up. Messed up. But it makes. Hey, I mean, Kyoraku, like, he never made any sexual intentions toward her, but now that we know the truth, it made sense. It's kind of creepy. But it makes but given the situation, it makes sense. Like, he loved her mother. She's his only family, and and he's hers. So basically, they're family. It's just that why he kept it a secret so long because she didn't want her to worry about her. Like all the side plot, and this is the part where I mentioned her son. So in the bloodline to the of her entire family, their family only produced one Sanpakuto. This Sanpakuto had no blade. It was never to harm people, but it is so powerful that it harms people of spiritual embodiment and bodily and God and divine beings. And this Sanpakuto's name is Hiko Kyoraken. Like basically, like her Sanpakuto is basically what you call the perfect weapon to take out as axes. Right? And he's kept that a secret for so long. And Kyoden Kyoraken is really the other half of Kusanbakuto Katen Kyokotsu. It got permission to hide itself inside of him until one day it belongs to its true owner. Like he did this to make sure that she would become safe, she wouldn't suffer under a curse, that she wouldn't fall in love with some like she wanted to make sure that her family like she didn't suffer the same tragedy in her family that she did before. Like suffering from death of a loved one that she admired and loved so dearly. She didn't want to suffer under that curse. It makes sense. He loved her mother. He did. He loved her mother, and he wanted to protect her. It's like unrequited love, and he kept that up for so long. I remember from that story about the visors, about Kyoraku's last lieutenant, Lisa Yadomaru, who like she was his lieutenant, but she was also Nanaho's teacher. She basically taught her stuff as a little girl. But after she went away, after what happened with what Aizen did to her, he basically had to take up the task to watch her. So it makes sense. And given the situation, it makes sense. Like I do like Nanaho as a character. She's always been one to keep Kyoraku straight and keep him out of trouble. It makes sense now. Their relationship. He's always been protective of her. But can that Sabato really work on its axis? Can Nanaho be strong enough to take him out? What do you think? Hey, am I right or am I wrong? Because we never seen Nanaho fight as much during some of these Bleach chapters. I want her to give it her all. I mean, she didn't become his lieutenant for nothing, and so it makes sense. And this situation is definitely one that I would like to see. I want to see Nanaho give her all in these chapters. I want her to really shine, to this be her moment. And I mean, Kyoko may be the captain commander, but she should be, by all rights, she should be, strong. I want her to be strong enough. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed this one. Comment, and subscribe. What do you think of this video? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you think of the anime? Hey, the manga. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you think of me? Did you like me? Did you hate me? Give me your honest opinion. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for comment, subscribe. Thank you. This is Solomon Adams. Gave my latest review on Bleach chapters 650 and 651. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for subscribe. Thank you. Bye.